through the J2A program. I've been an acolyte, a Eucharistic minister. I have been a member of the choir, and I'm currently a Rite 13 leader.
Well, as for me, really, it's being a part of a community that goes through the same experiences, has the same questions as me, and is, I guess, searching to be a part of something. And I sort of find that here at Trinity.
Have to be honest, I haven't been as involved in the church since college. I was really involved in high school, but then once college came around, I felt that there was like less programs and opportunities for me to become involved. But I still come occasionally, and I'm trying to get more back into the groove. So
I attend services at St. Andrews and also at Canterbury House, and I've been a J2A and now a YAC leader at St. Andrews.
Attend, on average about 3 services a week. I teach Sunday school, which is absolutely a wonderful experience. I'm on the student vestry of Canterbury House. There are these wonderful dinner groups at St. Clair's that you meet on a Friday evening and do Bible studies in groups of 10-12 people or something. I don't know what the exact number is, but
through going to church, and every Sunday we go out to lunch with the youth group, and we have when we do SOS, we do laundry, and I go on mission trips, and I try to interact as much as I can, even though I'm a college student and I have my other life.
I experienced it through coming to church, an acolyte. I'm on the vestry board. I'm a Eucharistic minister, and I enjoy what I do.
Well, actually, I've been gone from here for 2 years, but I just actually came back. I'm just here basically to fellowship and learn more of the Word.
I want a church where I can be comfortable being myself and expressing my own ideas, even if they aren't exactly with everyone else's or the popular opinion. And I don't feel like, even though if my ideals aren't the norm, that I'm put down or oh no, given evil eyes. I feel very accepted here for all my faults and all my, I don't feel judged, so I really love that.
I look to be fed spiritually. I also look for it to be a safe haven. If anything occurs, I can always refer back to here, to the people, and the priest itself.
I like good community and good music, I think.
Accepting of LGBTQ people. I like not to be the only gay person in a church, but I'll live with it if I am. And it has everything else I need.
When I was younger and my family would go on vacations, we would go to different churches, and we would always rate them on the service, the bathrooms. The bathrooms were important. The how comfortable the pews were. But I like the community. That's what's important to me. When a church opens up,
I look for fellowship. I look for, I look for true believers.
A genuine, upfront welcome.
There's a place in the Episcopal Church for a lot of lay leadership, and that's kind of...
The Episcopal Church doesn't expect you to be perfect. They invite you with all your flaws and your own opinions, and they don't expect you to fit into this cookie cutter role.
The Episcopal Church is come as you are, and you can be an individual and still be a part of this cohesive group. So
I feel as though it's a lot more laid back. It's relaxed, and you don't feel like you have to be someone you're not, which is great. I've always felt very welcome, and it's great knowing that they accept you for who you are. And
not being taken seriously by the elders of the church. For instance, if I have a bright new idea and I want to incorporate it, and I speak it out loud and let it be known, and in the middle of my conversation, I get shut down.
And church has this stigmatism that people just oh, it's for older people, or it's something that you're forced to do, and it doesn't really feel. A lot of people don't believe it's interactive, so you don't really have a reason to be drawn to it.
Kids are scared to identify themselves with Christianity because they feel as though that will define them, but in reality they define what a Christian is and what that means in society, and kids think that it's like predefines them, but in reality they're the ones that define what it means.
I think some of the older generations in the church make them feel unwelcome, not necessarily on purpose, but they don't want change, and we need to change to bring more young adults into the church.
You know, especially being a college student, it's hard to participate full-time in anything but a college ministry.
You need change. Sometimes, get the ideas. The younger, younger folks could offer so much more, but they look at one way of doing things and they don't want to change that. We did it for 30, 40 years that way,
Actually, the reason why I'm still a lot more involved in church is recently they asked me to be a CNC leader.
I think there needs to be more programs for us, first of all.
Yeah.
Or a program for us.
Lack of connection really is what it is. Because you're like, there's not really something being offered for me. I don't feel like they really want me to be there.
Open events like maybe discussion groups or concerts or things like that aren't necessarily church, to sort of bring people in, and then after they feel comfortable with the community and with the ideas and they realize that this is a good place that they want to be, that would keep them around.
Priests I can talk to who are accessible and, lots of activities to go to, and I think the social aspect is important for me.
Like here, for example, at St. Stephen's, it's the youth program, like P-Man works really, really hard on like striving to make sure that the youth know that they have a place, and whenever there's a new youth member, we're like, hey, come sit with us. And I mean, we're kind of like pushy at first, but that's how they stick around, because it's nice knowing that like someone's like there for you.
Having a solid group of young people brings in more young people. That's kind of circular, but
there has to be something that kind of grabs onto me, and I can grab back and hold on.
I think it's helping a lot embracing the technology. That's helping a lot, actually astronomically, because that's how youth communicate and function now.
I think very interactive and like eye-catching websites would be good.
I think they need to communicate with us more. Like, we get things in the mail from church and from the Episcopal, the record, but I think they need to be more connected,
It's not
Facebook,
focused.
Twitter. I mean, because that's how youth communicate. Like, I'm never like 5 feet away from my phone, and that's how I communicate with everyone. Like, I get my news via Twitter and everything, so that's like how I stay connected, and I think the church should try to connect with us more, not the other way around.
A blog would be fantastic. It's a way for someone to read the information that they need, and then right away they can ask questions and get responses about the event or the information that has been given.
Technology, maybe blogging could be a good way. Facebook, online chats or discussions, like webinars, maybe have a service online. Like, if you can't necessarily come to church, you could get with a group of youth, all get on a conference call or a web video chat and have a quick little prayer service, or just discuss religion, or just talk about your issues. Just really reaching out and showing the youth that they actually do care and that they want them to be a part of the community.
Along with that,
We are as diverse as every other demographic.
I think a lot of the adults in church don't realize that it's hard to be religious and be young, in society. I mean, it's actually really hard for young Christians to be vocal about the religion and be accepted in school and in society. And so,
Young adults, we are here in the church. We want to be a part of the church, but if you keep pushing us away, where is the church going to be when the older generation is gone? We're not going to have a church, because if you keep pushing away young adults and youth, then there's going to be no one left.
The truth about young people is that they respond to real things. And if there's real community, real substance, real music, like whatever it is, if it's, I mean, I think it's not just true of young people, but like you don't have to try to make something up for young people, but if you've got something that you truly believe in and you truly hold solidly, they'll come to it.
There is no one type of service that is going to appeal to us.
We have a voice too, you know.
The 10 o'clock is way too early. Way too early. I don't function.
That I have my own spiritual and emotional needs.
I think it's very important to have something for us because I feel like the church has been one of the major influences in my life outside my family, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had so far, and I just wish that they would continue and
develop a program to like retain the college students and keep them coming.
Because like
Just because I personally like the older hymns doesn't mean every single young adult likes the older hymns. But if, for example, the church, that the older people in that church only want the traditional, like basic Episcopal service, then there's going to be a lot of people who don't identify with that, and it's going to send people away.
being young adults, like we still have a lot of questions and we're still really unsure, like about who we are. Like we're still forming ourselves and our ideas and like what we want to do after college. Like I don't know, just so many questions. And like even though we're in the church and like we've sometimes grown up in it, there's like a lot that I still don't understand about how the Episcopal Church works, and like just little things like, do we have saints, and like so many little questions that I don't know. And
geared to people who are going to school and working,
but I also think they should play a little bit more hip music occasionally, and like just some more upbeat music, because otherwise it's a little blah.
that we want to participate, but we just need to be given the opportunities to do so.
Be open to things, and you see how it works out.
I desperately want a service at 5 o'clock on a Saturday.
The church needs to be more inviting to young people. That way, down the line, when I grow up and get to possibly their age or whatever age, I still have somewhere to go that I can return to.
I don't know what I'd do without mission trips. They've definitely shaped my faith more than anything that I've done. I absolutely adore them. They build such a great community, and they help.
There are so many people my age who need the church and don't know it, and the church needs us too. And I think often the church doesn't know that.